Okay. Ooh, that look good. Don't look good. All right. All right, where do we start? Oh, I need my microphone. That'll help. Testing 1, 2. What's going on? What's going on? Good day, good night, good afternoon, morning, depending where you're at. Why am I getting this weird interference? Hang on. What happened there? Let me just see if it works, and then we'll get on our way here. First of all, everybody's talking about the big news right now, which is the weather in Chicago, as we all are paying attention. Let's take a look. Everywhere you go, polar vortex, Tribune, polar vortex, and then I see on some sites people are talking about little mini ice age and stuff. Now that is going to be tied into the space weather we're going to talk about in a minute. But this is not an indication in the fear porn to the ice age, okay? This, for many people under age 20 to 25, this is the first time in their lifetime that they're experiencing a record-breaking cold, okay? So, for us old people, we've been through this several times. I remember the blizzard of '79 in the Chicago area where we had snow drifts up to the rooftops, even on two-story houses. It was halfway up. It was at least a story high because the wind blew it around. But we went into a deep freeze somewhere, I believe, after that. It was in that time frame. And I remember the wind chills then were like 50 below zero. So we had that one. Then I was on the job back in '95. I think it was 95. We'll look at these numbers in a minute. But there was the '94, '95. We had 50 below, I believe, again. So it seems like maybe 15, 20 years we go through these weird cycles. Now, whether this is now being aided with the ELF and the other weather modification, your guess is as good as mine. We do catch things on radar. Sometimes you could see it, but they pretty much, you know, they could have been doing it back then too, for all we know. But anyways, we're going into a deep freeze, a deadly deep freeze. It's already killing a lot of people, and here we go. Welcome to WagsCgo. It's Scott Wagner, and I am going to give you a little bit of weather and some space news. Space weather, not space, but space weather. Meaning the sun and energy that hits the planet that can affect you based on your frequency and human resonance and all those good things. If you don't believe it, that's cool, but it definitely affects living creatures. We're all frequency animals, so cells, everything runs on frequencies. So even the weather is running on frequencies. That's why we see those ELF and you see on the radar anomalies that you're seeing out there, but whatever. Okay, we go to Wendy. I wanted to do this now because it's just about here. So if you look right here, the purple is the polar air, and it's just entering northwest Illinois. So we're a whopping 1 degrees right now above zero. If you get to southern Illinois, it's 30 degrees. So there's a 30-degree drop between Chicago and the Illinois border with Kentucky and all that down there, woods down there. So it's going to get brutally cold. So if you know anybody that's disabled or handicapped or sick, check on them, because if their power goes out and they're not reliable, whatever the problem is, you can't stay warm unless you're really prepared for this. This is deadly cold. So this doesn't include wind chills. So the wind chills are going to get up to 50, 60 below zero, which makes it even more crazy as far as how cold it is. So it's not the ice age. This is a pattern that's been happening about every 20 years roughly, and everybody keep your pants on, and we'll pull through this. Now I wanted to touch briefly, as besides the weather here, this big spot, the sun got another big hole, and this is earth facing. So this number 68 right here, once it gets to about the mid-range right in here, we start feeling a day or so later the energy pouring out of this hole. It's called a coronal hole. A few years ago, we didn't always have, or the sun didn't always have, or reportedly or allegedly has anymore. I don't know what's true anymore. I gotta go by what they're telling us, so I can't get any other information. So this is coming from NASA, so it is what it is. But this hole on the top, this hole on the bottom, they didn't used to always be there. These are North and South Pole caps, basically, with holes in them all the time now. And now we're always seeing around the center rim, not always, but quite often, these big, giant, basically it'd be like a cloudless day on Earth if you picture it that way. So all this plasma here that you see around the dark spot, that slows energy from the center of the sun from coming out. So it bounces around, they say, for millions of years, these photons, and then they finally break free. And when they do, that heads to us and heats us up and all that stuff. Well, when you have this space here of, let's say, a non-cloudy day on the sun, let's just call it that, that energy comes straight out and a lot stronger and a lot faster, and you'll see the wind speed pick up. You'll see the satellites picking up the energy, and you see it affects the weather here, as well as, they say, other planets. Again, based on your beliefs. So I do know what happens here as far as cause and effect to some degree, and it's just weird how this ties in a lot of the time with these changes that we do see. So I'm going to go with it's real for now, and just keep reporting on it, because this is a tough one to crack. But this hole is dumping a lot of energy on the Earth, and you can see there's a solar storm coming, a small one. I think it's a G4. Let's take a look. Reason I'm showing you this is this energy can magnify storm, like make them stronger. So when you're putting more electricity and energy into the atmosphere, and we've seen through here, well, I'll show you this in a second. We've seen through this magnetosphere instruments that I've shown many times. I think it's on this page. We can see on this one, for example, that changes somehow in the past, but you can see that video. There's a wind direction. It's not really wind, but it's solar wind from the sun, right? The sun is at this side, blasting this way to the right of this picture. Let's blow this up. Okay. This actually looks a little weird, because you're seeing the wind direction is spiraling behind the planet. If this is live time, I didn't check any of this. This is yeah, tonight. Today's the 29th, and recent. So you could see the constant red bow now that didn't used to be there. I just showed a video I did in June of 2017. It was not like that. If you go back in time now, it is showing that it was, even though I recorded it live at the time and it wasn't. So I'm hitting play, and you can see the wind is spinning around, and we're getting this ball again behind the Earth. Whatever this is, there's wind that's hitting it. This is electrical energy. So this is data that's being interpreted, and then they show you what it would look like in a picture like this. So whatever this is happening on a cycle or on a pattern where it keeps like waves and after wave after wave. Okay, so the energy from the sun is hitting the Earth's magnetic shield. The shield deflects it around the sides, and then it's spinning back around like a whirlpool. Okay, and you keep seeing this ball of energy form right here. So this is the current condition that they're saying. Is the wind speed at 300 kilometers. That means it's quiet. However, coming up on the 20th or 31st, there's a solar storm, and I want you to see this now because on the 31st I'll do an update and show you the difference in real time. I'm going to show you the site SolarHam. It's easy for you to check on this on your own. You go to solarham.net up here in the corner, and then you scroll down and you can see they'll show solar flares if they happen. They show the hole that I was just showing you right here, coronal hole. Okay, and a day or two ago this hole would have been over here, and then as it starts to turn towards the Earth, which it is now it connects. There's actual energy that connects between the Earth and the sun, and then it starts streaming in like it's its job. Okay, so you can go on here. There's also some more basic stuff. This chart here is the one that changes a lot when things weird happen. This is the one they zoomed in on the other day. See back here, there's missing data. When this happens lately, they zoom in so you don't see the giant gap anymore. They'll zoom in and these numbers get a lot bigger. I don't know why they're doing that. The question I have is, if this is all not real, why do they keep changing things? It's all, it just doesn't make sense. Just let it play out and do your fake information. It wouldn't even matter. Nobody would know. Now you can see something happen here. The speed of the wind from the sun, 340. It jumps a little bit, jumps a little bit, jumps a little bit. Then there's a gap. Now it starts to drop. So as it drops, what's going to happen is the plasma is going to go up, and you'll see an inverse reaction. That means that there's more density right here. So here, as this drops, this should go up. That's like a wind from a fan. If you blew material in front of a fan, it's going to spread out, and then that's what's happening. So as it slows down, then it all comes back together, and then you see the density go up. So this is the plasma density, and this is going to start to really go up as soon as that hole, this energy starts hitting us, which they're saying is going to be on the 31st, and that's the KP index. If you look, let me show you. And then we'll go back to regular weather. Where's the storm? Right here. So your 3-day forecast for the sun today is a 2, tomorrow a 3, and then the 31st a 4. Okay, so it's showing you the energy is going to pick up, and that's from that hole. I don't know what this is. This goes 13 is interesting. It doesn't usually look like this. This is a, I believe it's an X-ray. Yeah, X-ray. They take from a mountaintop in Denver, I think, Boulder. Here it is. Something spiked off the right side of the sun here. I don't know what that is, but it looks cool. It may not be cool, but it looks cool. That's all I can say with that. Something weird there. And then you got all these other satellites right here. If you want to play with this, this is, you know, there's some really cool pictures and stuff that's going on with colors and all that. Go through here and start looking around, and it's kind of fun. I mean, if you got nothing to do, and it's going to be super cold, so instead of watching Netflix, go in here and start learning different things. You know what I'm saying? Or don't. Anyways, this affects our weather. It affects your body. It affects frequencies. And speaking of frequencies, let's take a look here. Go to my site, WagsCgo.com. On the very top, always this red button for Schumann frequency. The Schumann frequency, I did a show on it. You can look it up. Spelled out right here. Look it up. You click my button, and it'll link you right to it. It comes out of Russia. I'm going to hit translate. Switch it to English. And then you could see we've been accustomed to being in this 7 range, between 7 and 8 right here. That's 8, that second number right in this spot. If you go all the way across, there's like a green line there. That's where most of the time, kind of like if you look at a heartbeat on a monitor, it's where you should be bouncing right in here. Then what happens is 8 hours ago, this storm, whatever this was, ended, and it's starting, looks like it wanted to pick up again. So we may be getting energy starting to come in. Well, I can't say it's from the sun because this happens all the time. I don't know what is caught. This is ELF, the low frequency. I don't know what's causing these spikes all the time, but it's definitely. I don't want to keep talking if it's all choppy or not even going out. Hang on. Let's take a look here. I need to see my signal. Hang on. It's definitely not picking up over here. Hang on one second. I apologize. There's not. This whole week has been like this. The cell phones and the internet have just been up and down, up and down. Even phone calls are hard. And I am locked up. Don't get it. And I can't even check right now if I'm even on the air. Hang on. The whole thing is locked up. Alright, well, if you can still hear me, I'm waiting to see if I'm on the air. Everything's locked up. I have no control of anything. It gets so aggravating sometimes. We're in 2019 and you can't. It seems like the technology is probably more. They say it's more than it maybe really is. I always wonder that. Are they bullshitting us even on the technology? Make you think it's way more than it is. I can't even get in. I can't even check through the cell or through Wi-Fi if I'm even on the air. If this went out again over the Schumann frequency and NASA again, because I mentioned their name, I mean, all I'm doing is reporting what they're sending out. It's not hidden information or anything. It's no big deal. I just ask questions. Why is it missing data all the time? All right, looks like we're on the air. Let me look. I just got a screen. I don't see. Yes, we're on the air. Okay. That was really creepy. I don't know what happened. Hopefully, I still don't see it on live time yet on my other monitor. But, oh, now we're red. Hang on. Now it's green. Something's going on. My signal, now that I can see it, is going red, green, yellow, red, green, yellow. Anybody who does this knows what I'm talking about there. Something's wrong. But we work with what we got, right? Crazy. Okay. Oh, good thing I went to the screen. I didn't see I was blocking part of this. So, if you look again, I don't know if you heard all that or not. You could see this green line. That's the line, if you go horizontal here, that we're used to. Then it looks like here around 12 to 15 hertz is another line going across. These are the patterns I'm talking about. There's another one at 23 hertz right here. Another one at 24 hertz. And then we get this, like this chaos. And it lasts, what, 8 hours? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a 12-hour span of crazy frequencies. So this would have been about middle of the night, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. You should have been, you wouldn't even know because you're sleeping, but these things are affecting you. See what I'm saying? So for 12 hours yesterday, pretty much during that whole storm we had, snowstorm, but this isn't local. This is worldwide. So it doesn't matter, like if I'm having a storm or you're not. This is still affecting you. See what I'm saying? So look up Schumann frequency. Look up the resonant. Look up why it affects you, and how it affects your cells, how it affects everything. There's things here that it definitely makes a difference on people's moods and things like that. So there's a Schumann frequency update for the day. Again, get that through WagsCgo.com. All right. Also on here, I have, there's the Amazon links, but if you want to help the channel, or help my site, but this product link recalls, you may want to keep an eye on this every once in a while, because I believe it's still live updating. If it isn't, you click on it, and it takes you to the recall site. So here's chicken product recall. It tells you what the model and all that is. So keep an eye on this. Like this is back in October on this one, but any big update or any recalls and so forth are going to be listed to this site. So take a look at that. Suppose you hear something in the news. It's just easier. You can search for it as well, but it's all right here. So here's showing frequency. We got that, covered the website. Now I want to show you before we get back to weather, because when this energy hits on the 31st, that's what they're projecting. What I just showed you. This is a live magnetic field data coming out, I think, out of Europe. And they have them actually in different locations. If you look on here, it'll tell you. But the point is, you'll see the line. There's a horizontal and a vertical line. Right at that crisscross, the crosshairs, that's where normal would be. So you can see that's where the frequency is of the magnetic field. So when things get crazy, you will see, like the other day, this thing was rocking back and forth. And I'll do a video sometimes when it happens, just because usually when this is rocking back and forth, the Schumann frequency is going off, or something from space just hit us, things like that. So this also affects your body, electromagnetic. So my point here is there's other factors that most of us don't pay attention to because you can't see this. You can't see this with your eyes. You can't really tell, but you can feel it if you're in tune with your own body. So when this goes crazy, you'll see this needle. It's like a needle, like a pendulum. And it'll be bouncing all over the place. And your body and cells are bouncing. The magnetic field around your body is doing the same thing. So keep an eye on it. I mean, this. If you like science, not the religion of science, but real science, science that defines power and electric and things like that, things that you can actually prove through scientific method, that's what this is doing. So there is two kinds of science. And when I talk about the religious science, that's a whole nother, that's the wizardry stuff. This is real science. So they tell us. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know shit. But the thing is, when these start acting up, anybody who's sensitive to this or in tune with their body will know when these are happening. You could just feel it. Okay? And I get a lot of people tell me that. So it's not just you can feel it, then go to the site. Maybe I'll put a link to this on my website too, so you can see when that's acting up, is this acting up? And then you can say, whoa, now I see why maybe things are feeling weird or whatever. It's not always a problem. It could be just nature. You know what I'm saying? So check it out. Anyways, back to this. This information is good to watch. Again, when we see the thing on the 31st, see the wind speed here, 300 kilometers a second. This will probably go to 500 to 700 on a normal storm like that. So then we'll start seeing the real crazy, the whipping and all that when you look at the charts at that time. So I'll show you that again when that happens. So those are the ways to get to a couple of things that are easy to start learning about. You start seeing patterns. Again, when this is happening, then the magnetic field's rocking, and you got a thunderstorm coming. I would say, let's say it's summer night and all that's all lining up. It's like the perfect storm. Maybe the storm could be worse than would normally be predicted because they do not take this into effect or into weather forecasting. That's the whole reason I'm tying this together. So this polar vortex, if this was like a big blizzard coming, and it was timed with the 31st when that energy was hitting, I would say be ready. It may be a little worse than they're telling you. And they just don't connect the two dots. But I'm noticing, and there's other researchers. I'm not a researcher, but there's researchers noticing there is a connection between electromagnetic or electric universe or whatever you want to call it, magnetic fields and all that stuff together is making one bigger picture. That's all I'm trying to say. So back to the weather. There's some right here on Drudge. It's the top story for Chicago. They're saying that it's going to be the worst or the coldest winter in a lot of people's lifetime. And that's true because a lot of people are under a certain age. And then there's people who probably don't remember that it was cold a couple years ago, And this is the ice age coming, you know what I mean? So whatever. Now, I thought this was kind of weird. There's flood warnings in the area out here. It's a little too cold to flood, so I don't know why this is happening. I'd have to look more into it. But I saw this on, where is it? COD up there. The COD, I got it on the other side. The COD site under the warnings was showing these flood warnings earlier. I thought that was kind of weird, just that there's flood warnings and it's been frozen here for at least 2 weeks. So that's that. Let's look at what is, they should have it right here, right? Look at how much everything that closes because of this, which it probably should. Is this ads? I'm not gonna do this. See, that's why I hate the Tribune and stuff, because you gotta get in there and we want this up there. You gotta get in there and they want you to sign up and all this stuff. So let's go to the Weather Channel, and they're showing the lows at like 30 below zero, I believe. Let's take a look. See, even here, see, they know people are using this now to make clips, so they only give you one sentence, and then you got to log in and see all their ads. This is getting crazy. I mean, I guess we're using their material, but I'm not playing it. I'm just showing you pictures of it, and it's getting really tight on. They don't want anybody giving out information except for the main people you're supposed to watch it through. This is why I'm telling people on these small channels like mine or other people, that's the last chance you have of seeing anybody with any kind of thought that's not controlled by a corporate hand over them. Like this one comedy team I used to watch over New Year's, when they took their break, they came back and they're sponsored by McDonald's. And they had the paintings and the coloring scheme and all this stuff. And it was over, I think, $1.5 million, whatever they finally settled on to be sponsored by them. And the first night they were kicked off because their contract was canceled because they didn't like their behavior. So luckily they didn't bow to the money, which most people would have. So I got to give them a little credit there, I guess. But the fact that they did it shows that money and the corporate end of it ends up winning. It seems like these people give in, and that's a lot of money to throw in somebody's face. And then I start wondering about a lot of the channels, like when did they switch? When did you see, like, somebody used to watch, all of a sudden now they're not the same? And then you wonder, is that what happened? Because they finally caved to the money. And if I don't have a problem everybody trying to make a little money on their own channel, that's not the point. The point is, when you have corporate America and the top 5-6 companies in the world, first of all, are already running the platform, and then second of all, if that's who you depend on for your money, then you have to really obey their demands, or they're not going to pay you, or they're going to fire you. And I'm noticing that also with these podcasts are now going commercial, where they're on networks, and now it's turning into a big money-making scheme. It's taken away from the whole reason podcasting originally took off, because somebody could just talk about what they want, and they weren't looking at it as a way to make millions of dollars. And now it's changing. They're making like this conglomerate. They're getting control over the podcasters slowly with injection of money, and it's just sad to say. So if you like any of your small channels out there, including mine, spread the word, because it's not much longer before this filtering they're doing, you're not going to get anybody's information except an AI computer that's going to do an artificial fake person that's going to look real, but they'll do a thing where they create a person. They can mix people. This thing's really smart. They can mix people, do a podcast of its own, and then tell you the information they want you to know. And that looks like where this is going. I'm seeing problems with like the radar. When I was trying to show radar the other day, when I was showing those anomalies with the lightning storms that were happening with no clouds, and all of a sudden now I can't use the radar on that site. And that's this site right here, windy. I hope I can use it now. I haven't tried the radar right now, but I'm just looking at temperature. But we'll find out in a minute. So the storm. Let me refresh this. Let's see if this moved any closer. And -5, so it definitely dropped. So when I first loaded this page about an hour ago, that 8 right here was a 2. So it's definitely now in our area. We're in sub-zero weather. Just happened while we're on the air, and here it comes. So brace yourself. It's 5 below zero out in the DeKalb area, and we're west of Chicago by about 50-60 miles. Chicago is also showing 2 degrees. Get ready, people. Here it comes. And let me back it up here. You can see this thing coming in. Hang on. Why is it showing this? I don't want that. Let's go to radar real quick. Am I still blocked from radar? Here's that lightning. Here it is off the coast, way off the coast in the Caribbean. Look at this. No storms. There's no clouds out here. I didn't even know this was going to happen. The other night, it was over here, closer to the coast of Florida. There's nothing here except these brown, blacked out. They're blocking this out. See the fuzzy? And it's not on your scale here. They're doing it again. There's been a constant thunderstorm off the coast of Florida for 3 days now. It was out closer to here. Look at this. And watch. If this lasts a minute or two, watch this. This is better than the snow. Come on. Look at this. What are they doing right here? Here we go again. I did not intend for this to happen. The other day, it was doing it here and Australia simultaneously. Let's see if we can see that. They were literally popping at the same exact time, like in sync. There is not any, see cloud, there is no radar. And people say, well, the radar doesn't go that far. Number one, that's bullshit. Number two, then how come it's picking up lightning there? Why can't I zoom out? Come on. I want to see Australia real quick. Even though we're not living there, I want to see if they're having a lightning storm again. Is it not letting me go there? It's not letting me see both on the same screen. Isn't that weird? It was right over here where the lightning was in timing with the Florida one. But it was the middle of the night. There it is. There it is. Holy crap. Look at this. It's happening again. Go back and look at my video from a few nights ago. This is now happening again. Look at this. I don't know what this is, but if you zoom in on here, you're going to see that weird brown, and they're blocking it out. There it is. What is with these special clouds that don't go away? It's been there for days, and also off the coast of Florida. They're blurring this out. Whatever this is, I guarantee you is not normal because it's not even on the scale. Look at this. I don't know what this is, people. Somebody smarter than me needs to look into this. Look at out here. There's not even any clouds out here. It looks like they're dropping stuff into the radar that the radar's picking up. Like these are maybe little globule or something. It's not matching the color on the key. So even if you look through the blurriness, it's the wrong color. It's definitely blurred out. This is not normal. Whatever they're doing here is not normal. I don't know what this is. Somebody needs to look into this. I'm not smart enough to figure this one out. This is not even close. And you'll see it happening here. There's 2 spots in the world that have continuous lightning going off for days now. Every time I've gone on the air, this is on. And it's hidden. And I'm repeating myself. So check this out. This is more interesting than the ice storm here. Or the freezing cold air. What is this? What is that? I sure like to know. Somebody's got to figure that one out. That knows a lot more about weather and radar and ELF. And all I can say is it's still happening. I don't know what that is. All right, so back to the weather here. If I can concentrate now. That, don't want that. We have just now officially hit sub-zero, and It's going to get cold. Let's see if there's any precipitation coming. That's another thing that's weird, is I didn't think it could snow when it's this sub-zero cold. Let's take a look. What is the future? I'm going to go to the GFS model, and I'm going to manually move it to the future. Do we have any snow? This looks kind of weird how it's split up there, but it's not real time, so I really can't say yet if it's weird. Alright, we see some snow coming Thursday right here. Thursday, 4 p.m. Most of northern Illinois will be in snow by 6 p.m. So Thursday night we have snow coming in. And is that the temperature? No, that's our current temperature, I'm sure. Let's take a look. What's the temperature going to be Thursday? My question is, does it snow when it's 30 below zero? I don't think so. I think the temperature has to go up to a certain point, like for the dew point and all that to match. I'm going to have to look into that, because that's something I could have swore there's like a threshold that you pass and then it won't snow anymore. And if it's snowing when it can't, then we need to look into why there's lightning all the time. Like a lightning generator going off in 2 places in the world right now for 3 days straight, and we have a polar vortex falling. Is that some way controlling the ELF up to move down these particles? Is that changing the wind pattern? And let's take a look. Want to see wind pattern? Let's take a look at that. I get people asking me what this site is all the time. Earth.nullschool. Okay. Earth.null, nullschool.net. Go down here, click the Earth button, and then you can get into air, ocean, chemicals, particulates, surface. The 250 is your jet stream, so let's go to the jet stream. We're looking at wind. This is live time. It didn't let me go forward earlier, so I don't know if I can. Usually you can look to the future, what they're predicting, but it was turned off. So if we look here, you can see the jet stream dropping all the way down past Florida here. Normally it stays up here. This is what's pulling these. This air right here is dropping. This is how this polar vortex is working. So is that lightning artificial or man-made going off out here, having a way to suck down? It's kind of weird, the spacing of it. That lightning is happening right in this corner where I'm pointing at here. And that's exactly where it's pulling the jet stream. I'm talking out loud. I have no clue. So I'm just talking shit right now. But let's go over to Australia. Let's see if there's something similar there. Now they have their own jet stream. When you get south, you have a jet stream in the north, you have one in the south. And that lightning is happening right here. And that looks like it's pulling into it. That jet stream is coming around and up right into where their lightning thing is at, whatever that is. So that's kind of interesting. Is that tied together? Because look here, this one, if you look at it, if that's like a magnet, this lightning, look at this. The lightning is going off right here, and that's exactly where the jet stream is being sucked to. Look at this. If they were doing the lightning up here, the thing would only go to here. Is this an experiment? Holy cow. Look at this house. This is how you put shit together. This is all circumstantial. Now, the other lightning is happening here, and look at the jet stream is pulling up towards that lightning right here. And that lightning's been happening for several days. Look at the video I did 3-4 days ago. This has been going on nonstop. Is that a way that it's pulling? Is that how they're pulling the jet stream? That would be incredible. That's incredible technology if it is. If you could pull a jet stream all the way down to wherever that lightning is happening. Look at the lightning. Watch. Look at Florida. Go to your right, and that's exactly where this thing is being pulled to. Is this funky? Let's go back to radar. I think we're onto something here. I really think we're onto something, because that jet stream is pulling right down into where this lightning is happening, as if this were a magnet. and they're covering it up. It looks like iron too, if you think about it. Rust. Is this like a rusty material that they're charging with the ELF frequency? That's a long storm that'll be lasting 3-4 days in 2 different locations on the map. And the jet stream on both locations is pulling right towards this anomaly, whatever this is. I'm not even going to say it's lightning anymore. This is some kind of anomaly. And the jet stream is getting sucked right to it. That would be really cool technology. And the other night, these things would light up and stay lit for about a minute. They would just light up like a glowing star. It would just sit there on the screen. So I'm confused. And look how it's all blurred. Again, you're hiding shit. So when you hide shit, you're lying by default. Why are they blurring all this out? What is this? And look, they got little lightning bolts already on it. Look at this. Look at, they're shaped like the lightning bolts. What is going on here? Oh, weird. I bet you there's something going on here. That's all I could say. There's a storm for days in the same exact spot that hasn't moved. I don't even know what to say right now, because it's so weird that the jet stream is pulling right towards us. This is like acting like a magnet. I don't know what to say. I've reported on this now. This is the 3rd time in a week that I've shown this. Matter of fact, let me show you where to go. It's right on my channel. I think it's under weather, sky anomaly, something like that. Hang on. I just want to show you, for people that are new to the channel, I'm starting to see something here that is not normal. And I've been watching weather for years. I'm not an expert, but I know when I see patterns. That's all I can tell you, or something, whatever you want to call it. So let's take a look right now. I'm live. Cool. All right, let's take a look here. If you look at my, right here, a day ago, let's take a look. This was yesterday. I even listed as massive lightning. So here's yesterday's video. Let's turn on the volume. I don't know if you'll hear it anyways. I don't think I have it on. What is this? What happened? That's not my video. What happened? You just saw me click on it. How did I get to somebody else's video? This weird shit happened with this internet in the last couple of days. Now I'm on the snowstorm. I didn't do this. What is going on here? Oh gosh, this is crazy. Here, look at this. This is yesterday. Look at. There's that brown. It was like a brighter brown then. This is not today. This is the other day. Same exact spot in Australia. Same exact spot. Same blurring out. Oh, this is crazy. Hang on. Let me get back to my videos. And now let's go back to the first one I caught. Right here. Where was it? Oop, that's not it. Now that I did on accident. I got to look at them all. Hang on. It might have been a live stream. That's why it's not on that list. A lot of them, you got to look at the live stream. I'm trying to keep these categorized better now that I'm doing a lot more videos. All right. Where is it? That's the one from yesterday, the 28th. And is this it? Let me take a look here. This might be the other one. Hang on. Oh, let's take a look. Where were we here? No, I think that was different. That's not it. Where's the other video? All right. Well, I'm going to have to link it in the description. I'll put it in there for you guys to later look at. I don't want to have all this dead air. Anyways, is there a connection now between these lightning anomalies, whatever this is, in the blurred out clouds and the jet stream being attracted to that section of the world, which is right here and then right over by here? And their jet stream, which is opposite of ours, is pulling up right into this zone too, of where that lightning is. It's just something to think about. I don't know if it's anything, but it sure seems weird. Temperature, I don't have anything on this one that will show lightning, I don't think. We got ocean, chemicals. Another thing you could do on this site is look at your sulfur. If you have trouble breathing or anything like that, and look up here, look at the United States. This is sulfur dioxide. You could smell this when it gets bad enough. And that's China and all that. You figure it's going to be bad there. But this one, when you see, and I've done reports on this before, especially during the summer when it gets real bad, they got these weird like pockets, especially in the Midwest. And you see it right here by St. Louis. They have a big nuclear dump there from the World War II, all the nuclear shit they threw away in that garbage dump in St. Louis. And it seems like a lot of sulfur comes out of that region and blows to the east. And then up here in Canada, they got a huge pocket. Look at the level, 41 over here. When you click on the area over here to your left, it tells you the measurement. Okay, so I mean these are almost as high as that dark one up there, 30. So the northeast, those always got a bunch too, but it seems that a lot of it comes from the Midwest blowing east. See what I'm saying? But that's another one thing to look at. And then you got your carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. And if you look, both of those are real high in the same place, also in the northeast. So that is not like forest fires, stuff like that. You'll get this stuff, or volcanoes, or you'll see sometimes a spike in gases coming out just prior to an earthquake once in a while. So those are a couple of things you could check on the site. And then particulates. Particulates are also how much pollution basically is in the air. And then you got your particle size. I do about 2.5 here. And in the summertime, this gets real big. Look at here. Is that Yellowstone? Whoa. Is that a forest fire? There sure is a lot of particulates right here. 531. 573, 599. Something's going on right here. Is there a volcano? Something going on here? What is going on right here? Where is this? I'm not good at these, where this river is. I think this is Yellowstone, I think. Here's the Four Corners. Is it the Colorado River, maybe? Something right here. Holy mackerel. All right, there's a lake just north of the Four Corners. Let's go back to here and take a look. So right up in here, it's in Utah. Where's that river? It's somewhere up in here. Something's going on up there. A lot of particulates coming out. I don't know if there's some news up there. If anybody lives out that way, check that out. It's north of the Four Corners on the Utah side. Check that out. I'll put a link. This is really weird. I don't know. That's not normal. Because I look at these charts quite often. And you know, like I said, the Midwest, you get a lot of that crap, especially the sulfur. It gets so bad in the summertime, you could literally smell it when you go outside. If you're sensitive to smell, and or you're breathing, you can feel it. So that's why I tell people to check this out. They got a thing on here called dust extinction. I've tried looking this up, what the hell this means, and there's nothing really on it. So they're monitoring a thing called dust extinction, whatever that is. DU and then EX is the extension. Right now it's real low. In the summer times you'll see this level pop up. I don't know what they're testing or what that means. But if you look in Africa, a lot of times it's over here. So here, they got some right here. Whatever this is, it's a very tiny number too. 1.0972T. So this, I don't know what it means. I tried looking it up. If anybody knows what that means, or you're a scientist or something, let me know. I'd like to know why it's even on here and what it's actually monitoring. But it does show up, especially in the summer by us. It seems to drift across. So I don't know if it has something to do with dust or something. I don't know. When we were getting those dust storms last summer from Africa across, if that's what it was, I don't know. And then they even have a space section here. I think it shows you the auroras where they're going to be. Yeah. So this is another thing. When that solar storm hits in 2 days, you may see the edge of this drop, into North America, stuff like that. So you could see even here where they give you a little glimpse of the solar activity that's hitting the planet, north and south poles usually. But all right, that's about it for now. I got to get into some regular news. I'll do that on a separate broadcast. I want everybody to have a good night. Stay warm. And remember, don't forget your frequencies. Don't forget, there's other things that influence us. And if we're aware of it, then you can deal with it. When you don't know what your problems are, then you get scared. So there's no reason to be scared. Know what you're doing. Relax. Be prepared. And that's it. What are you going to do? This is WagsCgo. Everybody have a great night. Stay warm. And check on your friends and neighbors if they're, especially if they need help. And if we're all nicer to each other, just a notch. Just be one notch nicer. You don't have to be totally nice. But everybody did one thing a little bit nicer. Maybe we can make a difference. All right, this is WagsCgo. I'm thankful.